Hey guys, welcome back to the final installment of the month of Matt watch-alongs. I am, of course, Matt. It'd be really weird if anyone else but me was hosting the month of Matt, although I would think that'd be a really funny watch-along. But, of course, I can't do it. I can't do these watch-alongs alone because that would be really sad, wouldn't it? And tonight, we have a great panel, but we are watching one of the greatest films of all time. I would say one of the top 30 films of all time, but T3 didn't quite agree with me, so it didn't make the cut. But you know what? All right, fair enough. We're watching 1981's classic Escape from New York, directed by John Carpenter and starring the man, the myth, the legend, the subject of my podcast, Rustling on Russell, Kurt Russell. And with me, I have the normal host, and don't worry, guys, next week she goes back to being the host of the Watch Alongs, Kristen Smith. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Did you want me to say something else?
No, that's good.
Nothing else? Okay.
That is perfect. All
Great.
right.
Perfect.
Chris Clark is here as well. Chris Clark is here as hi.
Hi guys! This is going to be an awesome, awesome watch along. I used to watch this movie with my dad a lot. Escape from New York is a cinematic, underrated classic, maybe overrated classic. But you know what? It is amazing, and I can't wait. Did I just cut out for you guys? It's awesome.
No.
Oh, cool.
I heard you perfectly.
Did we look
say
like we couldn't hear
overrated?
what you were saying?
Oh.
I heard it perfectly. I heard the words overrated come perfectly out of your mouth. I believe the term you were looking for is William Bibiani.
Oh, I feel so happy now. I mean, disgusted.
Yeah. That's what happens with so my jokes, Clark.
Yeah, they just fall flat.
Okay, guys, promise aside, we're going to get started here. So everyone, have your copies ready. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
There we go.
Perfect.
Beautiful blue sky. It is the same blue sky. It's a Meatloaf song.
Oh, there you go.
I can hear somebody's video. Oh, goodbye, Matt. Hello, chat. Matt had to drop for a second, but this is awesome.
Just Chris. Just Chris. We don't need anyone else. We just need Chris.
We're good. How you guys doing? How's the chat going?
Well, Max from Quebec said snake.
Yeah, the no sound stuff they're talking about was when I was on live like earlier trying to set up everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is awesome. This is off to a great start. How you doing, Matt?
So if you're in the chat, feel free to write some things. Say hi.
Yes.
Hi, hello.
Clark?
Yep, I can see it. I can hear.
Oh, okay. You can hear me. Okay.
Is everything good with you, Matt?
Max says it's time. It is. You're correct.
Hundy is he's doing Escape from New York. He's done Jurassic Park, Back to the Future 1 and 2. My lord, he's amazing. He's one of the best DPs out there. And again, I love this opening theme. And of course, there is the famous alternate opening to this film that you can find on the Blu-ray that they cut, which is why after this little opening bit coming up here, it sort of is to some people very awkward because he's sort of just like Snake Plissken kind of just shows up. You don't really know who he is yet, and that's because there was this whole opening that was cut from the film.
That's interesting, Matt. You are an encyclopedia of knowledge on Escape from New York.
That's just intense. That's some knowledge right there.
It is some knowledge. Yes, Max, I am the expert. So this was actually added in because a lot of people at test screens were confused. They didn't quite understand about the world and like why is Manhattan a prison and all this. So they had to add this in to explain to people, you know.
It's an interesting what if situation, though.
It did, and you know, you have to remember this came out in 1981. You know, the world's messed up now, but like there had just been all the stuff in the 60s and 70s, all riots, and you know, this stuff is going on that it was like maybe this isn't too far away. And that is a very important piece of knowledge that they drop is once you go into this, you never leave. 1997, the year I was born.
That just makes me feel old when I'm 6 years older than Matt.
That makes me feel, yeah.
It's okay, buddy. Hey, I was born the same year the events of Escape from New York happened. That makes me happy.
This is Gotham 4, North Bay. Oh, my version has subtitles. This is awesome.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Just in case you can't hear, which I can't. That's perfect. So actually, not a lot of this movie was shot in New York at all. This right here is a matte painting of New York.
It's a really good matte painting.
Actually, James Cameron actually worked on the matte paintings for this film. James Cameron, of course, famously worked in visual effects before he became a director. And Escape from New York was one of his inspirations for the Terminator, which if you've never seen this film and you see the original Terminator, you can see sort of the influence of it, which is why I like both of the films. Although I do like the Terminator just a little bit more of an Escape from New York.
I'm one of the few people who don't like the original Terminator.
Yeah, I know, Clark.
Clark, I don't understand how you can't like.
Yeah, we need to do a watch along of it just so we can understand what's your problem.
It goes nowhere and it's boring as hell.
John is like he gave you the most. He is offended.
Oh God.
He is offended. That's what he says. That's what he says.
I'm offended. It's in my top 10 films. I don't like it.
He can't even speak proper English. He's so offended.
She's so angry. So this right here is one of the only things shot in New York. This was actually shot on
Central Park.
No,
at the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, at the Statue of Liberty. Where actually my ancestors have their name is on a plaque since they were one of the first visitors to Ellis Island.
Same thing with Pesqueta.
I just saw a tree and I figured it was Central Park.
Are you guys watching something too?
What do you think? Well, New York is just a freaking park.
Yeah, New York is just a park. I seriously have not seen this movie in quite a while.
That's okay.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, and right here, just a little trickery they were able to do, which is, so they do this Liberty Island security control. You walk through, and it's a completely different set shot in a completely different part of the country.
Yep, that's creative editing.
Mm-hmm. And actually, so this, I forget where this was shot, but I know all the interiors were shot at a college, which I really need to find out what college it is and transfer to it so I can walk around.
Well, if it's Escape from New York, it's probably NYU.
Well, no, I mean it shot on a real college that they used as the security, you know, area, whatever you call it. And we are about to get introduced to one of the greatest film characters of all time, Snake Plissken, which
is your avatar on Skype.
he is my avatar on Skype. He is my avatar in life.
I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but
Well, yeah, probably not.
yeah.
You know.
But it's nice to have lofty expectations for yourself.
Yeah, you know.
I haven't heard the word lofty in a long time.
I should just realize
you know what?
my camera
I do
was
what
off
I can.
for a while. I just realized that. Yeah, so this is awesome.
I love how like these kinds of action movies, they just like they don't explain things. They just like, here's the movie, go.
And to be honest, I kind of miss that because it's kind of just like you kind of just get all the information you need as it comes.
Yeah.
You don't need like again, that's why I kind of think it was, and I love the opening sequence that they had, but I think it was great to cut it because it's like we don't really need to know who Snake Plissken was before he got arrested. The whole arrest thing is just because he has to be here at this time so that they can use him to save the president, you know? But that's just me. And the wonderful Lee Van Cleef is coming up, who hated being in this movie for one reason, and it was that John Carpenter, he had a problem with his leg at the time, and John Carpenter would make him do a lot of long walking takes, and he hated it. He hated it so much. But he is great in this movie. What's so funny, Clark?
Did you see what Kristen just messaged us in the chat?
Does that show up on the screen?
Yes.
Does that show up on? Does that show up on the thing?
Yes. Wait. Yes, it does. I guess it does.
Oh
wait.
Yep. Wait.
Yeah.
Close it. Clark.
Wait, I should have. I didn't.
Clark, come on, man.
Hey, we need some sort of secret system here. I didn't know that showed up on the fucking
Yeah, it's
No,
called
I
the,
didn't think it did.
It's called the Facebook chat.
Well,
BT does, by the way. I think that should be a total 100%. Should answer your question.
great.
That was my fault, guys. I didn't mean to. I actually thought I cropped that out. Okay. It's all good.
You failed.
No.
We can't be monetized. We don't have enough
So
subscribers.
this guy,
If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe and like the video and comment.
yeah, guys, we were just nominated for an award yesterday, and we need more recognition, all right? It fuels us. But you know what else fuels us? FantasyMTS.com, which is not sponsoring the
But if it was a sponsor, we would
It would
tell
be
you
great.
to go there for all of your fantasy
Schmodown drafting needs.
fantasy.
You all suck.
Oh, it's the Ape Man. Ape is here.
Hey.
What up?
See, I also love that it's like there's these terrorists, and we literally never see them again in this movie. They are just here because we need a reason for the president to wind up in New York City. That's it. I just,
To be
John-
honest, I'm here at a wine tasting place, and I'm just watching, and I look weird. People are looking at me, so I'm leaving right now. Talk about sex in Fun and Game Night, please.
oh, please don't do that. Please don't ruin this. Jonathan Peck, to answer your question, I don't want that. I kind of think Hollywood is getting really remake happy recently, and this is a movie that it's kind of as good as it can be. Yeah, sure. Can the effects be a little bit better? Sure, but it's like
And I think
you're not going to get better. You're not going to get a better Snake Plissken than Kurt Russell. You're not going to get a better brain than Harry Dean Stanton. Like, there's just these things, and you're also. I love Robert Rodriguez, but he's not John Carpenter. And I don't want. This is one of my favorite action movies, but not because it's a big bam boom action film, because it focuses more on the characters. And the action scenes work because by the time they show up, we care about the characters.
Yeah.
And that's just me. So this was a model, and also something interesting is right here. That's not computer effects. That is a model with reflective tape that, when filmed with a certain camera and light setup, appears like computer graphics. John Carpenter and his effects team were very smart to make this movie seem like it was more expensive than it actually was, because this was, a very low budget film. I mean, this was right after Halloween, John Carpenter, and right before The Thing, which The Thing is when John Carpenter had a lot of money to throw into effects, of course, and Kurt Russell hair, because he's got a huge mullet in that movie.
The acting, too, in this movie isn't that bad.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, again, that's like I said, like it's great. John Carpenter's wife, whose name I can't quite remember, she played Catwoman in Batman the Animated Series.
And what's her name?
Angelie something.
Angelina Romano.
Yep. She's in this movie. She plays Brain's girlfriend.
Yep.
We have Cabby, who's played by the actor who played Barnacle Man in SpongeBob.
Lots of prolific actors.
Yep. A lot of great actors in this great movie.
Voice actors especially.
What I mean is, Rodriguez, recently his films have not been the best, and he just, I don't know. I don't want to see it from New York remake at all. I just think this movie is good enough as it is. The only movies, to me, you should remake are movies that were held back because of bad writing and just, things that it's like you had a good story, but it's just like everything else failed. Like you didn't have a good set of actors, or you didn't have a good director, you didn't have this, but like you have a movie that is, I'll say, pretty much as perfect as it can be. Ooh, here he is. This is still a movie I remember the first time I saw it. I rented it from the library.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big Kurt Russell fan in high school, and someone had told me it was a movie like Terminator, and I was like, ooh, cool. And then I rented it, and I loved it immediately. And I rented it a lot of times before I got the Blu-ray last year for my birthday. My parents got me the Blu-ray, and I watch it a lot.
Cinematography is fantastic.
Oh yeah, again, like I said, Dean Cundey is one of the he might be my favorite cinematographer, just because he's worked on so many of my favorite films. I mean, he's just awesome. So this is actually, I believe St. Louis is the city, but there was a burnt off part of the city from something. I'm not sure if it was riots or something. I don't think it, and because John Carpenter was looking, they were like, how do we do this? Do we build it on a backlot? And then the production designer found this burnt off part of a city, and they shot there at night.
I can't believe they did that. I remember you telling me that off camera. That's an interesting story. That I don't know.
Which is why it looks so good. It looks, and this is the first time we get to hear Snake Plissken speak in this film.
It's amazing, almost 20 minutes and he gets his first line.
Again, that's also because there was the cut beginning, the cut opening that introduced him. Robbing the Federal Reserve.
Do you like that beginning? Do you think it should have been cut?
I think it should have been cut. I think it's a great thing. I think Kurt Russell and the other actors' name I'm forgetting, they were really good in the scene. But it's not necessary. It kind of just is this is why Snake's arrested. And you don't really need that because it just sort of, it slows the film down.
That's completely merited.
You know,
yeah, I can see that.
Also, John Carpenter was glad they cut it because there's a bit where him and his friend are running away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit when his friend kind of gets shot in the leg. And sort of starts lagging behind, and Snake is running, and Snake is about to go, and he's about to get away, and then he turns back to go for his friend. And Carpenter didn't like that was at the beginning because he wanted Snake at the beginning to be a very cold character. That way he could have a real arc at the end of the film, which I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't seen, but Snake does go through an arc. And if you had that in the opening, the arc is not really quite there because Snake isn't really as cold as like in this scene. Like he does not care whatsoever.
Interesting.
Like he's just interested in his own. Like he doesn't care.
They never put it in the actual as a director's cut. They just made it a special feature, right?
No, they never. Yeah, there's not a director's cut of this film. It's just if you have the Blu-ray that came out a couple years ago, I think it was an anniversary one. It's on there. A lot of casual smoking in this film, but
which you can't do anymore. You can't
really do anymore.
You can't smoke on camera anymore.
Well, I think you can. Is that a law?
You need to get special permits for it now or something.
Ghostbusters is the funniest one when you watch that movie, just how much casual smoking is in Ghostbusters. Oh,
fun fact,
the line. Sorry.
Fun fact about Lee Van Cleef is that he's appeared in the most episodes of Canceled Too Soon by Winnie Cyborg and William Bibiani. He's been on a lot of shows that were canceled too soon.
So, if Lee Van Cleef was in your TV show, it's probably going to be canceled.
True.
So that actor who's standing next, I forget his name, but he's in everything. He was in a lot of John Carpenter films.
There's your Avatar.
Yep. There it is. There it was. Yeah, he was in a lot of John Carpenter films, and this was actually the last one he was in. He was also in Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon movie. How's the chat looking? Let's see. How many people we got? Fairly quiet. But I like to think that's just because everyone's just watching the movie.
Yeah. How you guys doing out there? Wish I could actually see the chat.
Talk to us. You can talk to us.
You love the picture of Freya right there.
Yeah, it's great.
The chat is called FNG and WALSS. That stands for Family Game Night and Watch Alongs and Suddenly Soundtracks. So yeah. If you guys are wondering what that means.
I love the poster you chose. That's a great poster.
With Ernest,
I still need to get a poster of Escape from New York.
I can't wait to see Ernest Borgnine's character again. This looks like a scene from Star Trek.
Well, yeah, this is in a college. This is just in a 1980s college. So an interesting thing about this role with Snake Plissken is this was the role that if Kurt Russell didn't take it at this time, we probably wouldn't have Kurt Russell as we have him today. Because he was really only known as that kid from the Disney movies and nothing else. But he did this, and everyone was like, oh my god, Kurt Russell is awesome. And actually, another fun fact is the same year Escape from New York came out, the Disney film Fox and the Hound was released, and Kurt Russell plays the adult hound. I forget his name.
It's Kim's disembodied head resting in
Copper.
the toilet. Check
Copper.
Ooh.
I come back in for that, just for that.
Just for the dog.
And now I leave again.
Ah.
No, I'm just joking.
You're good, Kristen?
Yeah. I ate dinner.
Awesome.
I'm still kind of eating dinner.
Is somebody playing the movie?
Oh, shoot. No, that's me. John was watching something.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank
I
you.
forgot to turn it off.
John, respect Escape from New York. Come on, man. What are you doing?
He's feeding the dogs now, so.
Oh, okay, good.
The little jump scarers.
My bad.
It's okay. I'm kidding. Not really. Don't cross me.
Yeah. Thank you for banning that guy in the chat that we're not going to speak his name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about. What
Yeah,
guy?
I don't know what
Yeah,
guy
I know
you're
what you're talking about, Clark.
I just want this to be a nice, calm watch along. We don't need any of that unfunny
Yeah.
shit.
A nice, calm watch along while we watch Snake Plissken choke a guy.
Okay, he has a kind of perfect reason because this guy just put capsules in his body that if in 22 hours if he doesn't get the president back or the cassette tape, it's going to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because Lee Van Cleef is a piece of shit in this movie.
Hey, but that's okay.
Oh, that's fine. That's his character, and he plays it so. I mean, it's like the good, bad, and the ugly. Lee Van Cleef plays a very good, like, asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And according to Clark, if he was in your TV show, it's probably going to be canceled too soon.
He's actually appeared the most in William in Bibbs's and Whitney's show, Canceled Too Soon. He appears in a lot of episodes of that, and they make reference to it a lot. He's like in a lot of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun fact: the verse about Perut Taylor Vincent, the Ballad of the Beast, was originally Lee Van Cleef, but I realized he wasn't alive at that time, so I had to replace the name.
That's funny. Me and Clark were also joking about how much casual smoking is in this movie.
He can't
and
do
how,
it anymore.
Like, you can't really do that anymore.
Nope. Oh, how times have changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need special permits, and it can't be more than a certain amount of time because it technically counts as an ad for smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Any filming of you smoking technically counts as an ad and a promotion of smoking, and it's frowned upon now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
I love the score to this movie. I'm sorry, Clark. A lot of people don't like it, but I love it.
I didn't really make note of it. It sounds okay. It sounds good. Do you have the soundtrack?
No, I don't own it yet.
Oh,
that's because I like to own physical mediums of my soundtracks, and I haven't found it yet.
Is this a John Williams?
No,
John
this is John
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
No, I mean...
Can't you tell with the synth?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, John Carpenter always composed. Although there was, I forget what his name is, who helped with it, but John Carpenter didn't even want the score released on its own because he was like, it really is only good with the movie, but everyone else was like, no, we want it, and it sold extremely well. And the funny thing is on the record, it's the poster, but there's this like sticker over Snake Plissken and the president and Brain's girlfriend because they didn't have the likeness rights for them, so they just slapped a sticker that was like from the hit movie, just to get away with it.
So Josh in the chat. Hi, Josh.
What's up?
He says Wolverine is my least favorite X-Man because he smoked a cigar on screen. we'll let him have the one. I think.
Yes, that's true, Robert. The studio didn't want Kurt Russell because they were all like, you mean the kid from all the Disney movies is gonna be your badass action hero? But Kurt Russell got and you'll see later on when he got super lean and ripped for this movie, and he came in and he was just Snake Plissken, and his Carpenter wanted him.
He's as jacked as Scott Mance.
Scott Mance is jacked. Yeah.
He's guys. Scott Mance is.
He's I mean, he's not a young man anymore.
No,
So
but
it's
looks
even more
like-
impressive.
Yeah. He looks like he could be.
He's more jacked than Sam Witwer.
Maybe.
I don't know
think
about that.
We
I have
need
to
a
compare them side by
comparison.
side.
Why don't
need-
I just
we
make a
need that
poll
to
in MTS saying who's more jacked, Scott Mance or Sam Witwer?
Dude, actually, you do that? I would love that.
So my comparison is off because I've met Sam and I haven't met Scott.
Oh, tell us more, Kristen.
I talked to Sam for like 15 minutes and it was great.
Yeah.
And we talked about Illinois because that's where he's originally from. And it was great.
That's so cool. You know, you got to talk to one of my childhood idols. That's great. When I wanted to be a voice actor, him and Dee Bradley were one of my idols. So, lucky you.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. No, but I'm really happy for you. Sam seems like an awesome guy. I really hope Tom doesn't talk to his friend who owns the gym and doesn't let Sam watch Star Wars movie when he works out, because that would be bad.
I just made the poll.
Thank God.
Let me go vote.
Yeah, speaking as a Long Islander, there are plenty of reasons to not live in New York City. Plenty of reasons. Clark!
What?
It's an open poll!
Oh
It's an
no!
open poll.
God! Clark!
No!
You're welcome. I took one for the team.
Delete it.
It's fine. It's not gonna get stupid answers.
Oh, really, Clark? Did you really just say that? It's you and an open poll on the page. And it's not going to get...
It's a multiple response.
Josh
Open
in the chat.
poll.
Josh says, it's open? I'll be right back.
So far we have open poll with 2 votes. Goddamn you, Clark, with 2 votes. William Viviani with 1 vote. My personal favorite, but seriously, don't make me choose, with 1 vote, and Sam Witwer with 1 vote.
Oh, it's also one of these where you can choose multiple answers to,
Yes.
Clark? Thanks, Clark.
Yes.
All right.
Oh no.
Jessica says that Sam's shirt barely fits. He's so jacked, but that's because he wears a smaller shirt than Scott does. So Scott wore like a shirt that was.
Oh, is he one of those guys? He wears like a smaller size shirt so he looks even more ripped than he is?
I think he's just kind of ripped.
Maybe I should start doing that. Nah,
Yeah,
probably
that's
not.
how it
Won't look
works.
as good. Won't look as good. That's it. That's how.
That's definitely how it works though. But it has to be red. Because
He only
Sam
wears
only owns red shirts.
in the Schmodown. Well, no, if you follow him on Twitch, he owns other shirts.
He only owns red shirts.
Well, excuse me, Kristen. In Force Bros versus the Council, he wore his black Industrial Light and Magic shirt, which did have red lettering.
And that counts.
Yes, it does.
I would like to say that open poll is still winning, and that makes me happy.
Well, yeah, because everyone can vote for whatever they want, because it's anime.
What's going on there, Abe?
Abe?
Does Abe not know he's not muted?
Just drop it. Clark, just drop Abe.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I know, but...
It's kind of ruining the watch along. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. Just Abe yelling in Spanish. It's everything we've always wanted.
give me fries. Oh my god. Stupidest line. Oh, watch something on here, I guess. Ugh.
But less cows. That guy looks like Drew
Yep.
McQueenie.
That is Cabby. Cabby! Cabby!
The guy in front of him looked like Drew McQueenie. No.
This is my favorite song of all time.
It's great. So coming up, and I'll talk. There's just this weird running thing in this movie that is never explained, but I love it.
The pole
Is
has
it the
been
letter
decimated.
K?
No, it's
Brought to you by the
Right
letter
here.
K.
How about the letter H?
No, just the letter K.
Oh, I was making a Who's Line joke.
right there. Everyone thinks Snake Plissken is dead, and it's never explained why. It's just this
Yeah.
weird thing of Carpenter just put in that, like, everyone thinks Snake is dead. Like, it just comes up a couple of times in the film. I mean, it's great because it does have this, like, reputation that this character carries that, like, everyone knows, and then his death was, like, a pretty big thing that everyone would know, but it's just one of those little things in movies.
I have my phone here, and when it vibrates, it sounds like the vibration is coming from another room. Does anybody else have that kind of problem? I think my phone is a ventriloquist.
No.
Okay. That was a weird thing
Um,
to say. Sorry.
Yes, Snake Plissken is the reason why Snake in Metal Gear Solid has everything, since Snake in Metal Gear Solid is kind of a ripoff of Snake Plissken. Yeah.
Hi,
Also, I'm
Chief.
wearing my leather jacket, and if I owned an eye patch, I would be wearing it during this watch along, but alas, I don't. Don't try to rob Snake Plissken.
Yeah,
Is
that's
the
rule
stream
number
is the
one.
stream running okay? Just let me.
I think so.
Okay. Cool.
I think so, Clint.
Cool. Because I just heard something, and my internet is down to 1 bar. So let's hope that nothing happens.
Oh,
Well, so
Yeah,
far, it looks like it's going fine, and Josh in the chat says yes. So,
Okay.
good. Thank you, Josh.
thank you, Josh in the
I'm
chat.
going to make sure
What a
that
good person.
my router is good for family game night, though. So I usually don't
Yeah,
have this.
go make sure that your cat isn't sitting on your router again.
I should probably check.
Yeah.
Maxie, you're not sitting on that again, are you? You're not sitting
Nope. Escape from New York is the sequel. Escape from LA is the sequel to this. And the less we talk about that film, the better. It has its moments. Kurt Russell is so awesome, but it's very inferior. Very inferior.
So there's some slight lag happening. Apparently nothing serious though. Yep. I love that antenna on that walkie-talkie.
It's so 1980s.
Yeah. I had like a really early cell phone that I found in my house once, and it was huge. And I brought it to school and like pretended to get a phone call on it. Like pulled the antenna up. It's like that long. And I was like, hello. It was great. It's like that big. It was a good one.
Josh says, interesting. I'm an idiot that goes by YouTube release dates because I guess Escape from LA was released on YouTube before this movie, which makes no sense. When did Snake and MSG get his eye patch? Well, that came, I believe that was Metal Gear 3 is when Snake got the eye patch and everything, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm not sure. And I love this. Snake Plissken just gives up, finds a chair, and he's done. That's it. Because he doesn't give a shit at this point. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm just going to die. Might as well just relax.
There you go. The lag is gone. I know what they were talking about. I readjusted the antenna on a thingy, and
Oh, good.
We were just talking about antennas, Clark. That's
We
funny.
were.
Timing. Oh,
I just hope it just doesn't
Yeah,
make
that
us go
would be
offline
awful.
at all, and that it can. I can
that'd
fix
be
it
really
at.
awkward.
And that worst comes to worst, if we do my internet fucks up, we just do a
We'll
part
start
two.
the movie over again.
We do a part two. We just do the time code is there and it's fine. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's the worst case though. I don't want
Yeah,
that to happen.
probably. It'll most likely be fine.
You know what the best part about this month of watch-alongs has been? There are so many moments where I catch myself, the rest of you all are having a conversation, I'm just like, oh wait, yeah, I'm watching the movie. I'm not even trying to commentate. I'm just watching the movie. Like, especially, I love this scene so much. Just shows you how, like, screwed up the city is.
Just
I'm coming.
thank you, Josh. I see the Mystery Anaconda by question. Thank you. Now that we do the reactions through OBS, the audio is fantastic. The Skype recorder audio always sucked, and I hated it. So, magic of OBS.
Chock full of nuts.
Yep. And
That's basically that
it's-
describes Take 3 in a nutshell.
Pretty much. If we had like a movie tagline, it would be like Take 3 Productions, chock full of nuts.
sponsored by fantasymts.com. So the woman in this scene actually was Kurt Russell's wife at the time before he was dating Goldie Hawn.
Shout out to OBS.
That's his wife.
Shout out to my internet.
Shout out to your cat.
Nah, it's weird. I don't know why I have one bar right now, but I will fix it before family game night. But right now I can't restart my router because then everything will go offline.
Yeah, that would be really weird.
That would be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Freya, who could jump scare Clark at any second during his walking.
Josh, Take 3 Productions, way more than 3 takes. Wait, no, what were we? Wait, no, man, I forgot, guys. We had just gotten a suggestion last night or this morning in the MTS page. We are now Lame 3.
Yes,
That is
Lame
not
3.
our name.
That's our new name, Lame
Our
3.
Yeah.
Welcome to Lame 3 Productions.
If
No,
you
we weren't even reduced. That's what I loved about that comment. It was just like Lame 3.
it's all good because you see the summit and it's all cut together. You have no idea how many takes some things take and how many fuck ups we all have. It's not a lie.
It's true.
If we were to have ever streamed the summit, we would lose like 500 subscribers.
Do you guys know? Do you guys remember the live draft? Imagine that, but we weren't drafted, but we were talking about the Schmo. That's pretty much
But so
that.
much worse.
So much worse.
There's no
So much worse.
there's no controversy, Josh. Blofeld's cat is not dead.
Conspiracy. He said conspiracy.
Oh.
I mean, this movie is really dark. Like, just right here.
I wonder if Rob did the special features for us.
Goodbye.
She's dead. And she doesn't come back. She is dead. The night crawlers have killed her.
Damn, and you thought she would be the love interest for the entire movie, but nope.
Nope, Snake doesn't have a love interest in this movie.
Snake's love interest is his eye patch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is it.
And also probably his gun.
So actually, speaking of the eye patch, so Kurt Russell had 2 eye patches. He had one.
Makes it hard to see when you have 2 of them.
How do you have a relationship with an eye patch?
Well, I don't know, Clark. How do you have a relationship with, a car? Sometimes.
Well, if you have a, what do you call it when you have a relationship with a car and you get steamy?
Clark.
Chitty
Clark.
chitty.
I'm trying to give people.
Chitty bang bang.
Okay, yeah, Clark. Bam. That's what she said. That's trying to give actual commentary on this film. So Kurt Russell had 2 eye patches. One.
Where do you stick it? Is it like the oscillator? Wait, okay, go for it. Go for it.
5 minutes.
The exhaust.
Give me
The
5
exhaust pipe.
minutes.
Just don't get it stuck.
Okay, back to my point. He had 2 eye patches, one which he could see out of, which he wore during action sequences, and the other for dialogue scenes, which was a real eye patch. The problem with the real one was, when he wore it for an extended amount of time, he lost his sense of, depth, and he would start tripping everywhere on the set. Because there we go, Clark.
Can it see?
Yeah. All right. It was a better point 5 minutes ago when I started it. Jesus, Clark.
I don't know. I thought that was a good one.
Josh says, haven't seen this movie, but I probably watch quicker if Kurt wore 2 eye patches the whole film.
Well, there was a movie like that. It's called Ray.
Also, for our good friend Aaliyah, shout out to Captain Ron, another film in which Kurt Russell wears an eye patch.
Fun fact, Captain Ron is Kristen's name in the Take 3 chat.
It is, because we all have Kurt Russell names. And you are... Who are you? Oh, you're Dennis McCaffrey from Backdraft.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen
That
Backdraft?
is obviously Snake Plissken.
Yes, of course. I'm
Of course.
Originally, he was Elvis Presley because, fun fact, Kurt Russell once voiced Elvis Presley in Bubba Hotep.
Kurt Russell. He also played Kurt Russell in a TV movie directed by John Carpenter. The Duke of New York.
Ernest Borgnine is amazing.
Dead. Jessica Morgan says, dressing as Snake Plissken is one of the few reasons I would grow my hair out again. You and me both, sister.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even see. I'll show you pictures from when I was a freshman, and I tried to grow my hair out because I wanted to be like Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon. It was a bad time for me. I just didn't cut my hair for months. Just didn't cut it for months.
Josh. Josh, you can talk about spoilers. It's been 24 hours since it's been aired. Go for it, Matt. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the problem with my hair is when it gets too long, it starts to curl up just because I have curly hair, and so I'll never get to have a perfect Snake Plissken.
That's so cute.
I'll never get to have a perfect Plissken bullet.
You could. They sell these things called hair straighteners.
Oh yeah, maybe I should do I should dress up as Kurt Russell at the next New York Comic Con I go to. I have a jacket. I just need the eye patch.
You should dress up as Snake Plissken for every major event you go to.
Oh yeah, when I get married.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the thing. I gotta find a girl who she'd be like, if I'm like, I want to get married just to Snake Plissken, she's like, that's awesome, and I'm okay with that. That's a girl worth.
It's a rare breed right there.
It's a rare breed. I also need to find a girl who owns every copy of Star Wars like I do, so we can have doubles.
Why? You need doubles.
Just in case. Just on the offhand chance. You never know, Kristen. You never know.
All right.
Just important, you know? These are the important. This is probably why I'm single, because I have such specific standards.
You have high standards. High standards.
I do. I also play hard to get with myself, so I can't even date myself. For real. Man, this got really sad and depressing all of a sudden, didn't it?
It's like me talking about my childhood.
Yep.
Just sounds so sad and depressing.
Don't even get me started on that. There's a reason why I'm a cinephile. It started in elementary school because I had no friends except for the VCR.
Yeah. I used to play like board games by myself.
I used to play board games by myself with the VCR.
I used to have seen it by myself because none of my family members would play me in it.
I've seen it.
I would just be like home alone all the time, and then I'd just be like, I think I'm gonna play some Monopoly.
You know what? Seen It would be amazing to play with us. We can screen share Seen It with my computer, and we can all play Seen It together. That would be amazing.
That for a family game night.
That would be awesome.
I have seen it here.
That would be really cool.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
I have Marvel Seen It, but it's not like they ask like really specific comic book related questions. It's like who first appeared in issue number, 72 of, the Uncannies, whatever.
It's too bad.
I'm like,
I'm sorry. It's too bad Mike Kalinowski isn't watching this since I asked him a question about this scene and he did not know the answer to it.
Ooh.
Which is what is Brain's actual name, which is Harold. Rest in peace, Harry Dean Stanton. You were a great actor in a lot of stuff. And that just wonderful actor. We lost.
Same thing with Ernest Borgnine too. I think is she still? Yeah, she's still alive. He just passed away recently. This guy, right?
Yeah. Oh my! You know what? I was about to say, and then I was like, I don't want to get really depressed. No.
Again, that's like we have a limit on how many times we can talk about sad things.
Yeah, because I was going to talk about a certain actor in this movie possibly passing away one day, and I just don't want to think about it.
It won't ever happen.
No, yeah, because he has the same elixir that John Williams has and Steven Spielberg.
It's just not going to happen. And
it's just never going to happen.
The same as what's her face?
And Billy Joel will never
Julie
die
Andrews
either.
is just never going to die.
Julie Andrews. Oh yeah, Julie Andrews got that elixir. There's a couple of people who have this elixir. They're just going to be around for. Josh says also rip the Dark Universe. I'm going to joke about that on the top 10 of 2017 video. Harold. I just love how he says that, just the way he says Harold. It's such a normal name. Just goes, Harold.
So apparently, according to MTS, Sam Witwer is winning with open poll as a close second.
NCS, you have betrayed me. Betrayers.
I betray you.
Betrayer.
That made Clark smile. I'm happy.
Whatever we can do to make Clark smile.
Because I'm watching Escape from New York, so I'm perfectly happy for the next 46 minutes.
Is this going to turn into the Wizard of Oz? Because they're all walking to see the wizard.
Yes, absolutely.
Or is the Wizard of Oz Escape from New York?
That's
It
what
could be. It could be either way.
So is this
Although,
escape?
let's be honest here, if Snake Plissken was in the Wizard of Oz, that movie would have been done a lot quicker. Because the minute the Wicked Witch of the West showed up, Snake would have just shot her.
Yeah. No, it was 1939. When was Kurt Russell born?
No clue.
Oh.
I think he's a similar age to my parents, so probably in the 60s
Oh, never mind.
or 50s. I don't know. I don't know how old Kurt Russell is. Are you looking that up, Clark?
No, I'm just praying to God that we don't go offline.
I can look it up
Correct.
because now I have to know. God, I hate
Woof!
Right.
Um,
this. You're Duke of New York for being introduced to the villain of the movie. Well, I wouldn't say one of my favorite villains, but he is a pretty awesome villain. Kurt Russell. Okay, yeah, I just want to know. He was born in 1951. He is 66 years young.
Ah, cool.
Yep. The actor who plays the Duke of New York is actually he's a musician. He's like a jazz musician, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm not sure if he was exact at the time, but
I can't believe that Freya didn't jump scare you there.
Well, Freya. I love singing Freya to the tune of Mario. Freya. Dun, 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 dun. Freya. Dun, 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 dun. Freya. Yeah.
Freya.
Freya.
And here's Snake Plissken just kicking ass as per usual.
We also do what's the other one that I do with her?
What the hell? Oh shit,
Hey.
that was you? Okay, never mind. You just fucking
You
relax.
just have it.
Did you just get scared of my impression of you getting scared?
No.
That literally just Best watch along ever.
Oh my god!
This will be day long remembered. As seeing Clark get scared by his own shadow, pretty much.
Can we? I think we need to have a segment of our Gooper Reels that is just like Clark
Clark's jump scared.
jump scare. And now the Clark jump scare moment of the week. Ooh, we could remix all of Clark's jump scares into a really fun song.
Clark doesn't. Clark, it's okay. You do have to admit, though, it's a little funny. You didn't get scared at the dog, but me impersonating you getting scared at the dog. It's a little funny.
You make me want to beef. I mean, I don't know what I meant by that.
Oh God. You see what's happening to this car right now, Clark? This is pretty much you internally, I think. You just beat down. You just get beat down.
Yeah, I meant to say beat, not beef. But yeah. Well, not you.
I love you, Clark. No,
I don't love you.
Love you.
Don't love you.
No one loves me.
Is that a?
Thanks for
I haven't seen one of those cars in a long time. What are they called again? A station.
Station wagon.
Station wagon.
wagon. Yeah. So John Carpenter, they bought that car, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think the funny story about that car is they
See,
had it
Josh.
for like another movie, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but like they had seen it for another movie. They were buying a car and didn't get it, and when they were looking for cars for this movie, that was the car that they had.
Nice.
I think I heard that on the commentary track with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. It's a great commentary track if you have the Blu-ray.
I think this is a better commentary track with Freya.
Oh yeah, because I don't think
That's actually Ash barking.
Oh.
Ash. Wow, Clark, how dare you not know
Yeah, that's
the
just
difference in
offensive.
barkings? The hell, man?
Why can't you tell my dog's barks apart, Clark?
That's so rude. You should know that.
Ash and Freya, we've never seen Ash and Freya in the same camera together. I think they're clones of each other.
Actually, we have several times.
It's kind of funny because Freya's black and Ash is tan. So.
Oh yeah, Freya's the Oreo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Clark.
Yeah,
so this-
Freya's an Oreo.
So Clark, the plot thickens here. I see. Okay.
She's an Oreo, and now I want Oreos.
Jessica Morgan says, "Fucking
See that
you're
bag in the trash.
my face off." Jessica, you great.
I'm sorry.
Reminder: never watch these. Watch them once we kids. Jessica, if you, or do, and tell us how it goes when you send your daughter to school.
What?
Hey,
What?
I mean, I think we've only sworn like once, so this has been a pretty
Well,
tasty watch
PG-13.
along, actually.
for PG-13, we got our 1 or 2 swear words.
I think I said the F word once, so
I just said the F words here, but it was more for
okay, so we're officially R-rated now. So
Alright.
Want to make it
But we can be
NC-17?
sophisticated. No, not
No,
at all,
Clark.
Clark.
no,
Not at
no,
'Cause
I don't think that's a good
I don't
idea.
like the way I don't like that face you just made, Clark. So definitely not.
Yeah, no. I think we'll pass this time, buddy. Maybe on Family Game Night.
Family Game Night is a solid PG-13 though.
Except for the other night.
Yeah, it's a solid PG-13 that only has 3 people at most on the show, right, Clark? According
And
to you.
and it never becomes something that is weird, ever.
No, it doesn't.
Except for
You really did not sell your show properly in that trailer.
You
Clark.
did not sell the show properly.
Did I make it look more
Just a
legit than it
couple
was?
of friends playing games together.
Oh,
No. No.
why did
I
John
love
wear
that
the
you used
same
the
shirt
Mario
that
shirt.
Alec Baldwin wears in Beetlejuice?
Oh, the Mario Kart one is my favorite episode to this day.
That one is funny.
No,
The
I'm
Bob,
sorry,
and then
Clark.
you just freak out. Oh,
That's great, but I'm sorry. I gotta give.
Well, the masturbation one, I don't know why I looked the way I did. It looked like I was
You
about
took
to.
your headphones off and you got like in position and ready to go.
I'm a gaming missionary. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean. She knows what I meant.
Kick ass. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys are. I'm just watching Snake Bliss and kick ass.
I thought you said I'm just watching the snake pussy kick ass.
Clark, even if you thought I said that, why would you repeat that?
I never heard of a snake pussy.
Yeah, what is a Snake Plissken? Are we gonna play that game again with Abe?
I hope not.
Is it?
I don't know what you're
What we
talking
could do
about.
is it a movie character or a sex position? That's the next one.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
A Snake Plissken.
That is, well, I'd say poor position because his name is Justin.
Oh, there's some sort of noise coming.
What kind of noise?
A heater noise. I think that's you.
It's probably my heater.
It's angry. It wants your
Good work,
soul.
Dick Tracy.
It wants your soul. Is it gonna scare you when it comes on? Should I tell it to stop?
Ooh, Clark, you just got burned. You okay?
Oh, I got burned because it's a heater. I got what you said.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah,
she's judging me again though.
Just sitting here.
Freya? Oh, she's back there.
She's like, "Yo, what's up? Is this the one
Freya's,
that
like
that
trying not to scare
scared?"
Clark today.
I'm trying to not scare you, she says, but she will, inevitably.
At least John wasn't around when I got jump scared, right?
She can't help it.
I don't think he was. Wait, were you around when he got jump scared by Freya?
Oh fuck yes, I was.
He was.
I fell out on the floor. I just heard. "Ah!"
I'm sorry.
I watched that a lot on YouTube. It's pretty funny.
Hi, Freya.
I love that scene. You guys are talking about this, but I love that exchange between the Duke and Snake.
I like the exchange too. The dialogue in that scene was fantastic and riveting.
Well, because I think the important thing when you do a movie
Is
and
this-
you
is
have
this
your hero
over?
and your villain meet. No,
This looks like a credit sequence.
no, there's still
No,
36
it's just the
minutes.
down view.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a down view of the helicopter. But when you have your hero and the villain meet, you have to make your villain dominant and your hero sort of suppressed.
Yeah.
Because if your hero's dominant, then what's the point of hero villain?
Yeah,
There's no
Obviously.
purpose to it. So Snake has to get his ass kicked.
yeah, for serious.
This is like Keith David and Armageddon. The government is just trying to ruin things.
That was an interesting Keith David impersonation.
Yeah,
That's in a Keith David impersonation. That was just a redneck in the government.
interesting.
Yeah, but a redneck and Keith David are two
I
different things.
If I want to make myself really
A little bit
depressed,
different.
if I want to make myself really depressed, I could say you guys could find me doing a Keith David impersonation somewhere on the Take 3 Facebook page.
This is my Keith David impersonation. I am Keith David. I don't know how to do his voice, but yeah.
I love what
Not
you
even gonna try.
Yeah, I don't even remember what my Keith David. I don't even remember most of the voices I did yesterday. I did so many characters. That's why I lost my voice for a very extended amount of
It
time.
was all the girls, probably.
No, Liv Tyler actually wasn't that bad.
There's only one girl in that movie.
No, there's two, Clark.
Yeah, there's
There's
two,
the female
obviously.
astronaut pilot.
Oh, there's the astronaut.
There's only
pilot.
two that are needed. All the others are boys.
Oh, and the
No
woman
girls allowed.
and the mom from Halloween Town.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
mom from Halloween Town.
I'm from Huffington. And Snake Plissken has a tattoo of a snake on his stomach because.
Well, yeah,
reasons.
his name is Snake.
Which I have the exact same tattoo, and I'll show you now. No.
Yes, of course.
Can you imagine?
You know what? I can believe it.
No, I would never do that.
Wine and nachos, the breakfast of champions. You know what? That sounds really good right now.
Half of that sounds really good. I'm not a wine
And
person.
nachos.
Nachos sounds good.
Old food says
Have they ever have they been talking about remaking Escape from New York?
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez said something about it a couple years ago, but nothing has come from it, thankfully. Because I will boycott that movie, and I will stand outside my local theater with a sign that says Kurt Russell is the only true Snake Plissken, dressed in this leather jacket,
Donald
but
Pleasance
with
is
an
a-
eye patch
Don-
properly.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance is a national treasure.
Oh, he's great in this movie. He's such a slimy, especially at the end of this film. You just hate the president in this movie. Thank God that doesn't exist in real life.
No, you kidding?
And this watch along is officially dated.
I know. Yeah. Just smother him with Cheetos and he's
Yay!
And put a wig on top of him.
Yeah,
Oh, he
that's a
actually
good
wears a
idea.
wig later on. He wears a wig later on in the film.
Is this David Bowie? No, that's not David Bowie.
David Bowie. I forget what the actor's name is. And there's the cassette. Very important. And no one knows what is on it. They never quite specify. We hear like a little snippet of it, but it's just the MacGuffin of the film. It's just like the thing that they need.
That guy has like a Pegasus tattoo. And I kind of wanted it to be a unicorn.
a unicorn? Because everyone loves unicorns.
Everyone loves unicorns.
Especially
They're badass. They're horses.
that can kill you. I mean, a normal horse
Horns.
can kill me, but I mean, like, they can just stab you.
Like, go look up pictures on Google of unicorns, like, just impaling people with their horns.
Seriously. If you're someone out there and you think, like, only 5-year-old girls like unicorns, you obviously don't know how badass a unicorn is.
You're wrong. You're
You're
wrong.
wrong about that.
Battle
6-year-olds like you.
unicorns.
I bet you Harry Dean Stanton and Lee Van Cleef like unicorns. They did. Rest in peace, both of you. Wait. Yeah, Lee Van Cleef is dead, right?
He's been dead since the 80s.
It's not.
89, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure about that. I thought he was. Rest in peace, man. You're great in this movie.
Now I'm looking up pictures of unicorns impaling people.
Do you think
Well,
there's a unicorn dressed as...
Well,
Elena?
fun fact, I'm a unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
How
yeah.
many? Never mind.
That.
I'm not saying
I
anything
forgot
else.
about that, Clark.
And I have impaled people. So.
Yep, I wasn't going to say anything.
And in this scene, we see, like, because of course in every movie where there's an actor who has worked his or her ass off to get really ripped, they have to have a scene that shows off that they're ripped. So with,
It's in their contract.
yeah, it is. I mean, listen, if I'm going to starve myself for the better half of a year and do a lot of workouts I don't want to do, you bet there's going to be video evidence of me having done it. Bet there will be. You know what I've always wanted to do, and I think it'd be a really funny video on Take 3, is around Comic-Con, if I go next year, dress up as Snake Plissken, but then walk around the city and talk to people like really Snake Plissken, like ask them, have you seen Brain? Do you know where the president is?
That would be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty
Like,
cool.
the voice would be like, do you know where the president is? Is Brain hiding here?
I think it would be interesting to see how many people, like, understood what was going on. I
If
didn't
people
think you were just being solid Snake.
I mean, here's the not Snake Plissken, my lord. Also, it's New York City, so people are used to just weirdos dressed oddly walking up to. Oh, there was this time when we were in the train station, and this guy literally walked up to my sister and went like, he was wearing headphones. He had mittens with cut off like fingertips. And he walked up to my sister and just went, "Iratok," and he just walked away.
Interesting.
What? What?
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's New York City for you. That's why I only visit it like twice a year at most. I love this. Is one of my favorite fight scenes in a movie. Coming up here is the cage match between Snake Plissken and the Duke's warrior. Played by Seasons Aubrey, I believe, is the name of the wrestler who's in this scene.
That's what we call facial hair.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean, and it is impressive. The eyebrows,
Mm-hmm.
like those are the eyebrows I want. On point.
Give myself credit. I haven't had to take this off yet. Probably I'm just gonna have pits of sweat once I do take it off.
That's a lovely image. It's a lovely image.
This speech, so evil.
So Matt is literally getting sweaty over Escape from New York.
Sweat into the 80s.
Oh, now I want to watch some Richard Simmons.
I see summer high up a day up a noy.
Hold on. Just let this speech play out.
I wanted to start talking about Richard Simmons.
Okay. Now we can talk about Richard Simmons. Come on, Snake Plissken, lift up those legs. Those
We had a VHS of Sweating to the Oldies, and I used to watch it all the time to like get cardio in because I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole thing.
Richard Simmons was like this far away from me at Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade a couple of years ago. He was in the parade and his like float stopped because of something like right in front of us, and he was talking to us all.
Awesome.
Not us specifically, but like all the people.
Was it like meeting Scott Nance the most invigorating thing in your entire life?
We need a Richard Simmons versus Scott Nance match.
Oh. I don't think the world could handle that much pep.
Did Richard Simmons come out of his house yet?
I don't think so. He's still missing, right?
Yeah. No, he's not missing. He locked himself in his house.
No, it's a joke. It's an internet joke where people think he's missing or something.
Oh, really? Check this in the chat. I checked in for Kurt Russell bad after you talked about Richard Simmons. You know my problem here, Jen. And we're watching one of the most badass scenes, which is the fight scene. Let's stop talking about Richard Simmons.
And we found a way to talk about Richard Simmons.
Because Kurt Russell is a badass who would kill Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons is a badass.
Nick Plissken would eat Richard Simmons. He would
actually sure?
Yeah, he would.
I don't know.
Then he'd be chewing on that for a while. I mean, no.
Clark, just every time you think of a tempting joke like that in your mind, just stop at it in your mind. I'm gonna just say that.
Joke was amazing.
Do that.
Can you give me a standing ovation?
So basically, every time he has a joke, make sure you say it. Every time. Every time.
Mm.
Dead, dead, dead.
Yep.
That was badass.
Slowly dead. Dead.
You are dead. Fatality. Flawless victory.
He actually does look like Trump with long hair.
I got you for 3 minutes.
Not orange enough.
You ain't
You gotta
going
rub some
nowhere.
Cheetos on your face.
Hey, Jen. Jen's in the chat.
Oh.
Hey, Jen!
I read her message, guys.
Oh, that was Jen.
God.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, I thought that was Jessica.
You said
No,
Jess.
that was Jen. I said Jen. You know my problem. All right.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, obviously. I was talking about Richard Simmons.
That's a lot of my
What
life.
is more important in life?
Listen, that is, you don't know how many times that's happened. I'm trying to talk about the badassness of Kurt Russell, and someone just wants to talk about Richard Simmons. It happens more often.
It happens every day to me.
Every time.
Every
But
day
I
I'm
talked
shuffled.
about, yeah, Jen, that's my problem. Case in point, no one watched my live stream yesterday. No one wants to listen to me.
They probably.
I tried.
You tried, and you
course.
came in when my voice was gone, and I
Yeah,
had
you
to.
were like, and now I'm gonna end the stream, and it ended right when I started watching.
Well, I came in and I asked you where Max was when he was gonna die.
You asked me, yeah, you asked me if Mac was dead, which I love.
Was he?
No, he wasn't. Oh.
R.I.P. Matt.
Max, yeah.
I'm pretty sure during every watch along from now on, we have to say R.I.P. Mac at some point.
Right there.
R.I.P. Mac.
He's dead.
R.I.P. Mac. He is dead.
Yeah, that is how you kill someone. I mean, that is one way to do it.
Nick,
Oh, thank you, Jen. You know, Stomer, it's, 50-50, like 70-30. You know, I am a Russian astronaut, okay? I'm a real astronaut. AJ, shut up. Snake, snake. That should be my ringtone. Should just be them chanting snake.
Oh, I thought they said
I
Snoke
have-
for a second.
Yeah, they said
No,
snow.
that's way too much controversy.
Kurt Russell with
Um,
smoke.
Dude, if that was the case, I would have to start rooting for evil in Star Wars.
Ooh.
I also
that-
liked how one of the people's shields was a Coca-Cola bottle.
Hmm?
President is gone. Brain took him.
What? How dare he?
And I love how now no one cares about Snake Plissken. They're more focused on the president. But none of them know that the president is, in a couple of hours, will be useless to them. Josh says Pierce Stormare's best role was a bruisey in Prison Break. Don't at me.
Okay, we won't.
I think his best role is Armageddon, but that's just me. That's just me. Don't at me about that.
Okay, we won't.
50-50, 70. That cracks me up every time. 50-50. More like 70-30. Poor Snake. He has to hobble everywhere because he had an arrow stuck in his leg.
He used to be an adventurer until he got an arrow to the knee.
Mm.
That looks like Christian Harloff in a really bad wig and mustache.
It's because it is.
You need to make that a comparison image. Yeah, you need to make that a comparison image now.
It would be really funny if they would do like really good cosplay for TV talk or movie talk. Like wigs and mustaches and stuff. I think that would be really funny.
On the Independence Day commentary for Collider, Perry wanted to do like 90s Day where they all dress like Jeff Goldblum from
That'd be
Independence
so
Day
cool.
with a wife beater, flannel, and some like necklace and glasses, of course.
Oh, why didn't they do that?
Isn't that the regular outfit of like Mark Ellis
No.
No,
with the flannel shirt? No, wait, I'm thinking Hawaiian shirt. Never mind.
no.
You don't watch a lot of shows on Collider, do you?
I watch a lot. Not
He
recently.
doesn't usually wear Hawaiian shirts. He doesn't wear them that
Clark. Yeah, Clark. I think you should just stop talking before the.
before the Mark Ellis police come
Yeah,
in.
jeez, man. I mean,
I'm about
Clark,
to.
I can't believe you didn't watch William Bibiani on Movie Talk the other day.
He was on Movie Talk?
Yeah. I thought you would have seen it because you watch Movie Talk all the time, obviously.
Yeah.
So that
Come
you
on,
know
Clark.
his attire.
He was not on Movie Talk.
He was. It was.
Yeah,
it
he
really
was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. And
good.
yeah.
Furiously typing. Clark,
Oh, wait, no,
furiously
you're
types
right.
into
Clark.
Google.
He wasn't on Movie Talk because we didn't want it to be canceled soon. And that wasn't a poke at William
His
Bibiani. That was
hopes
just his
and
show.
dreams
Just a show.
sink into despair.
And
As he
actually,
learns that
anything.
Bibiani is not on Movie Talk.
Riley wears
Awesome.
flannel, or that not Ellis.
Janine just subscribed to our YouTube channel. Yay! We get to talk to her after this. This is gonna be awesome.
Jenny!
Yeah. Action Army represent.
Yep. But in fact, while we record Family Game Night, Janine's going to be on the summit. So look forward to that on Monday, guys. It's going to be amazing.
Ah, that's awesome. You know what else is awesome and amazing? Escape from New York, which we're watching right now, and I'm so.
It's awesome.
17 minutes left. This movie just flies by. flies
does.
by.
And my internet is
And
fixed.
Hooray!
Clark? Wait, hold on 1 second. No, never mind. My phone is just being an asshole. Okay. It said the live stream was offline for a second, but we're Gucci.
Yeah, it looks like we're fine.
No. That probably happened for a
So
split
this is the
second
only
because of the
bit
change
of
in my internet.
that
Yeah.
tape.
But I am gonna.
The split second we get to hear this tape, and this is the most we get of it. And that's it. We don't know what is on this tape, what the importance of it is. We never get to learn it.
Seems kind of silly to me.
Josh says, yeah, you guys are Tom Dagnino. Oh,
Wait, what?
'cause he said there was some lag. I think it's gone now, because I guess Tom
We
Dagnino
are Tom
lagged.
Dagnino.
I'd be totally fine with that. Tom Dagnino is awesome.
No, I don't think I can handle his persona.
He's awesome. He's so cool. I got to talk with you guys. I think you'll see that on the summit as well.
Go for it, Snake.
Go.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean. I'm still gonna restart my router after this. It goes
Yeah,
through
that's fine,
it
Clark.
goes through a lot. My internet doesn't usually do this, but on occasion it happens. It's human. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Clark, dude, it's fine. Hey, listen, the live stream didn't break down. That's
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
No need to be ashamed about anything, man. We were watching, Clark, just revel in the fact that you were watching one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces ever.
Yeah.
I think everyone was afraid of putting this in the top 30 March Madness video because we all knew it would just win so fast.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's obviously what happened.
We wanted to give the other films a fighting chance. It was on my list. It was on there, but I was the only one who had it on there, so it didn't make it, sadly. I would have been interested to see what it would have went up against.
It probably would have.
Probably something you love.
Imagine if it
Okay.
went up against what was your let's see.
I'm sorry?
If it went up against, I'm trying to think of a movie you like that you put on your list.
It's a Wonderful Life.
How about what if it went up against Empire Strikes Back?
Well, I mean, Empire will win because
What would you vote for though?
of all time. I would vote for Empire.
You betrayed this movie.
Yeah.
Hey,
Matt,
Clark,
you
if
betrayed this movie.
Kong went up against Little Shop of Horrors, which would you vote for?
Kong?
Oh, so you betray Little Shop of Horrors.
How dare you
Cabby!
betray Little Shop of Horrors?
Cabby!
But I've always admitted to Little Shop that it's my number
Pour
4.
one out for Cabby.
Don't pour
one
the
out for
water on
Cabby.
top of your laptop.
There's no water in this. It's empty, Clark.
Oh.
And it's closed. It's symbolic.
Oh.
Pour one out for Brain. Clark, how stupid do you think I am? I would pour water on my laptop.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Don't pour water on your laptop.
Clark, was it you or me who got scared at someone's impression of you getting scared on this podcast?
That didn't happen.
Yeah, I think the video I share in Take 3 chat later on tonight is gonna you know me. I'll wait through videos like I did with the Freya scare.
That was still my favorite thing of this year so far.
Also, just gonna keep this here. Not spoils or anything, but it's look at how Snake knows Maggie's a goner.
That's how spoilers. Come on.
Well, he doesn't die because
Jeez,
this is...
Matt.
Because she's Catwoman in Batman the Animated Series.
She is.
She is. And she's great at that.
I don't think it's working.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I think you should probably fire a little faster.
Did she die?
So, okay, a thing about this moment right here is that, yep,
Yeah.
she's dead.
Oh
The
wow.
thing, that shot of her was actually shot in John Carpenter's, because that at the time they were married, that was shot in their garage because they didn't have that shot and they needed to make sure the audience knew she was dead. Pour one out for Maggie. They needed to make sure, like, no one was like, oh, she's alive. No, she is dead. So they just had the dress. He just put fake blood on her and they put their car on top of her. I mean, not, of course, they see.
You needed that shot because that shot of her flying really didn't have. I even said, is she dead? So that was a good call.
Yeah. That's why they did the shot. Nate Plissken, one of my favorite characters. And we're getting to the end of the movie. 10 minutes left. But it's an intense last 10 minutes.
And he's helped the president this whole way.
Mm-hmm. He's got 1 minute before he dies. I'm so glad Snake gets to beat the shit out of him.
But
That's for stabbing an arrow in my leg.
yeah, that's for being a butthead. I'm really good with
Action move.
dialogue.
That's for being a butthead. I'll do the Snake Plissken voice. That's for being a butthead.
There you go.
I can imagine it. You are the Duke of New York.
Little Donald Pleasance.
Actually, we'll find out in a couple moments here. Donald Pleasance is an asshole in this movie.
How?
And well, you'll hear. I'll explain it. And that's sort of the intention. Lee Van Cleef is also an asshole. I date that.
Wow.
He's got to get a good shave and some makeup.
Yeah, he's got to look good on camera. Because he's a jerk. He didn't care. They're just expendable assets to him. He's the only one that matters. He couldn't even look Snake Plissken in the eyes. Weasel in their lives.
Well, that's just life. That sucks.
Yep.
He doesn't even get comeuppance?
It
Wow.
also shows the character.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite line in
Too
the
tired.
whole movie. I'm too tired. If like something ever happened and like someone just was like, "Are you gonna kill me now?" I'd just be like, "I'm too tired." That's real life right now.
Too tired to kill you.
Too tired.
Like, scroll.
Oh, he just name checked the summit.
Oh, hey. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Donald Pleasance, for your support.
He does get his comeuppance.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
Because Snake Plissken has made a full change. He started as a cold character, didn't care about anyone, that he would do something like that for his friends.
Yeah.
Just,
Yep.
That was amazing, and I forgot how good that movie was.
yeah.
Actually, so Joel Unger, who plays Taylor, that is the guy from the cut opening. They left him in the credits just by accident, but he's from the cut opening.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So that is Escape from New York. One of, in my top 10 action films, in my top 50 favorite films, it's at number 31. It's barely beat out by A Few Good Men, but I just love this movie so much. Kristen, what are your wrap-up thoughts on Escape from New York?
Yeah, this is a fun movie. It's always a good watch. It's been a while since I have seen it, so it's always nice to kind of rewatch some of these older movies. But yeah, it's enjoyable, and it's one of those movies that just kind of jumps right in and then just goes for an hour and a half. And yeah, it's a ton of fun, and I'm happy that you got a month to show some of these movies we probably normally would not have watched on a watch along.
Not at all. Chris Clark, wrap-up thoughts on Escape from New York.
One, Jonathan Peck, yes, I will talk to Jacob about your request. Two, Mr. Anaconda Bite says, and thus ends the month of Matt, a spectacular month, and all I know is there was a month of Josh. Remember the Titans would be a watch along for sure. Yeah, Remember the Titans is going to happen. Thank you so much, Matt, for this great marathon. It was great. This movie was awesome, was a blast, and you have really good taste in movies. It was fun.
All right. Yeah. Well, the views will disagree with you there, but what can we do? Yeah. And so this does. I feel like Alexander the Great. He wept because he had conquered all the known world, and there was no more to conquer. The month of Matt, guys, is now finito. It is done until it probably comes back next January when Kristen is when she's too tired to pick a movie.
Too tired to kill you.
Too tired.
I mean, to host a month of
Kill you?
watch-alongs.
First here, guys.
I had a lot of fun doing this. I had a lot of fun showing movies that I love. Tango and Cash, Armageddon, Sudden Death, and of course Escape from New York. I want to thank the regular host who's going to be returning next week, Kristen Smith, for giving me this month of just craziness. And I hope to the Take 3 audience, I made you guys watch the movies you normally wouldn't have watched, and found with my commentary that, even movies that you think are bad or crappy, they got fans and they got some good filmmaking in them. Yeah, this was fun. So, Kristen Smith, where can the good people find you?
All right, so you can find me right here on Take 3, and we'll be watching movies together on the weekends. I don't know what's coming up next, but it'll be a movie, probably.
Hopefully.
I'm sorry. That was.
I'm sorry.
This is my life. Okay.
Josh says the month of Matt is over. Period. The year of Matt has just begun.
Well, I mean, maybe I'll just be tired the rest of the year. You never know. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust at Smith_K10, the number, not the word. And yeah.
All right, Chris Clark, where the good people find you getting scared of people impersonating you getting scared.
Sigh. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. You can also find me every Wednesday hosting Suddenly Soundtracks, where we judge a movie solely based on the soundtrack that it provides. You can find me hosting Family Game Night tonight in 1 hour at 9:45 EST, where we are playing Banjo-Tooie, and we're going to have a blast. I know Kristen and Matt are probably going to be there. We don't know. It's going to be a complete disaster. I need to fix that internet before I rub that again. What? Oh, you can find me on YouTube at No Man's Land Entertainment.
I'm too tired to make fun of you. As always, you guys can find me. Oh Lord, you guys can find me at currents_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube, and host of Second Look right here on Take 3. And you bet your butt Escape from New York is going to be an episode of that show one day. I want to thank all of you guys who watched Escape from New York with us. I want to thank my great panel for watching the film. And you know what? I think there's only one way to end the month of Matt. Call me Snake.
Oh, wait, that's the... Wait, shit, that's the wrong stinger. That's the wrong stinger.
What stinger are you using?